I, 30M, think my wife, 29F, is in love with her female best friend. I am not oop. Oop is you, throw R a palme queso. Originally posted to R, true off my chest. I, 30M, think my wife, 29F, is in love with her female best friend. Trigger warnings. Infidelity. Emotional manipulation. Emotional abuse. Mentions of homophobia. Physical abuse. Less than. And NBSP. Original post November 9, 2023. I have been married with my wife for 7 years and we met 8 years ago in a church meeting. And we became friends. My wife is a quiet, kind and beautiful woman. Any man's dream, therefore it was obvious that I fell for her instantly, although she always behaved with what I thought was shyness. Not wanting to cuddle with me or only kissing me on rare occasions. We both were raised in Christian families in a part of our country that is really religious. But unlike me, her parents were always the type who follows the holy doctrine really seriously, so she has a traditional way of thinking about religion and how women should behave, so I always taught that it was because of that her behavior is like that. Sometimes I think she looks like a robot. She's nice and kind with everyone, but a couple of times I saw her staying all quiet staring into space like if she was dead. Over the years I began to take it as something normal on her personality because she always refused to go to the psychologist and always said that she's just like that. Until 2 months ago when she found out that the woman who was her best friend in high school was coming back to the town. I never saw her so happy and alive. I felt happy for her, thinking that what she needed was a female friend. My wife never used to leave the house, but since that woman is staying in the town she has been going out as much possible. She became a different person, but not in a bad way. But she looks full of life, and to be honest I never saw her smile as much as when she tells me that she will go out with her friend for a coffee. For the record, I'm sure she's not sleeping with her because she doesn't know how to lie, and her behavior with me never changed. I'm not going to deny it. Days ago I started to feel jealous of that woman. That she is the reason why my wife smiles so much and is on her phone all day. Out of pure curiosity, 3 days ago I entered her FB and some albums were public. She had a lot of albums and I found pictures of her and my wife during high school. That woman was hugging my wife as if they were a couple. In some of the photos they were holding hands or looking at each other with bright smiles, which is something she never does with me. Her family hates gay people, although my wife never talked ill about them but just avoid talking about the topic, which now makes sense to me. I don't know whether to confront her because maybe I'm just thinking too much, or maybe she's in love with her ex-girlfriend. The only thing I'm sure of is that she only looks happy talking about that woman, so I don't know what to do. Edit. I'm sorry if I write something wrong. English is not my first language. And NBSP. Relevant comments. Yet again a tree. Yes, she does love her friend. Because she's her friend. All I saw in your post was a woman being excited that a close friend she hasn't seen in years is coming back. And that there was a picture of them hugging. I'm assuming all this paranoia is from your religious upbringing, cause all I'm seeing is 2 women are friends. If you should be asking anything, it's why didn't you see the clear loneliness your wife was feeling before this friend came back into her life? I referred to the way they held hands, especially because my wife and I never held hands. When we started dating, every time I tried she told me to not hug her or hold her hands because she doesn't like romantic things. I always respected her boundaries about that, so I did get confused when I saw her in pictures like that with another person. We do have a healthy relationship in feelings terms. When I notice she's off we talk, although she never wanted to see a psychologist, but she likes to talk about why she feels weird that day, but always ends up saying that that's her personality. We have been always close friends since we meet, but it surprised me when I saw she actually likes being hugged by someone. Particular use 6913. I think that's pretty odd. Surely at some point your paths would cross. Even if you weren't wondering. Does your wife give an explanation as to why the friend wouldn't care to? I don't know many people who wouldn't want to meet their best friend's significant other. Same. That's why I feel it's odd my wife just says that her friend isn't interested in meeting me and closes the conversation. I feel that if I insist on asking the reason, we would end up arguing, and I always prefer to avoid that. I know her friend left the town to live in the capital, and sometimes people become elitist after living there, but that wouldn't make sense since I lived half my life in the capital, and while my family is religious, I was never the strict religious type, so I don't get why her friend doesn't want to meet me. And NBSP. Editor's note. The update was created in a separate post which was later deleted. Oop has posted the update under his original post. Update in the same post with original November 9, 2023. Thanks for the advices in my previous post. Although I got few replies, everyone was very friendly. I decided to confront my wife and ask about the photos with her friend during high school. Everyone in the post said that they are most likely just friends, and made my mind feel more in peace, thinking that I was overthinking, but when I showed her the photos she began to breathe fast in what I think was a panic attack. I helped her to calm, but then she got upset because I sneaked in her friend FB. I knew she was trying to change the subject because she loves to do that, so I got serious and told her to talk. After a few long minutes full of her trying to change the topic, she ended up telling me everything. Indeed, she and her friend used to be a couple during high school and friends since kindergarten. They kept the relationship as a secret, pretending to be only best friends until my wife's parents found out and beated her up, separating them. Her friend moved to the capital that year and they never saw each other again, but for what my wife said and showed, they never stopped loving each other. In some point of the conversation, my wife stopped calling her friend by name, and without realizing, she started calling her MIA more, which hurt me because in all years married she never called me like that. I asked her if she was cheating on me with her friend and said that they never kissed or anything. But I'm sure she's emotionally cheating me. She doesn't know what's that concept, so she really believes she's not doing anything wrong. The reason why her friend never wanted to meet me or even go to our wedding is because she hates to see her love married with a man she doesn't even like and living a lie. Ouch. I asked my wife if she loves me and said yes, but like a best friend. Yes. My own wife just friend-zoned me. She cried a lot, saying that she's really sorry for lying to me. When we meet, we really clicked as friends, and she told me that her parents insisted her to marry me so she could heal. That explained why she never liked to hug, cuddle, or do anything romantic with me. It wasn't because she was shy, but because she didn't like me. I wanted to lose my temper and yell at her. I wanted to cry and even run away because I was patient and empathetic with all the times she rejected my affection and I felt alone. I've even been thinking for years that maybe I'm a bad husband and I was treating her badly without realizing it. Feeling insecure about my own personality, but she assured me that I was never the problem. I didn't cry or yell. I just left the house and came to my sister's house. We didn't talk about divorce or anything like that. I even think my wife doesn't see any problem with what she did with her friend, but I'm sure that I don't want to spend all my life in a loveless marriage with a woman that will never love me back. I'm sorry for the long post. I'm just venting at this point, but I feel like I wasted all my youth. I didn't expect it to update so fast, but I needed to talk about that. It's not like I don't feel bad for her. I do. But now I feel even worse for myself. I had to delete the first update because I had to edit some things. And NBSP. Relevant comments. Alpine J. Has she tried contacting you since you left? Op. No. Not at all. But at least for today I don't want to talk with her neither. King Thunder Flash. You need to divorce her and go completely NC. You deserve so much better than that toxic woman who has lied to your face for years. I'm sorry, Op. I'm sure that I will divorce her, although I still didn't tell her that because I want time alone. I feel empathy for her and always saw her as a kind woman, but the fact that she used me totally changed my perception of her. Thanks for your words. And NBSP. Final update. Recovered with Wayback Machine November 13, 2023. Maybe nobody remember my 2 first posts, but I wanted to at least post a final update because I'm really thankful for all the kind comments and advices I received. They're helping me a lot. I come back to my house the day after my last update and my ex-wife was there laying in the couch. The first thing I said when I entered was, "We're going to divorce." Maybe that wasn't the best way of saying it, but she have the habit of changing the topic when I want to talk about serious things. So I didn't wanted her to do that this time. She clearly didn't expected that and started to cry and have an anxiety attack saying that we can't divorce. That I can't do that to us, but what hit me harder was, there's no point in us breaking up. The fact that I don't love you doesn't change anything, which is true. I realized that our relationship was always like that. Her treating me just like a friend and me accepting that kind of trait. She said that she never cheated or anything like that, even if I explained again what's emotional cheating. I told her that she's not even attracted to Mons, so there's no sense in staying married because we're just not for each other, and asked her if she still loved that best friend, and she didn't. Denied it but kept insisting that we shouldn't divorce. I can understand why she was so desperate, but it made me feel used. Like if I was her pathetic beard who she can always use as a shield for herself, or a dog who will always be happy with the smallest token of affection. I don't need her signature anyway to get a divorce, so even if she doesn't want to, we're 100% going to break up. I told her I'm not going to take her out of the closet, but if anyone asks I'll just say the truth. Avoiding the sexuality topic because I don't want people gossiping and assuming things that didn't happen. The lands and basically all the things of the house are mine, and maybe I'm an asshole for this, but I told her that I will not give her anything because it's all mine and I inherited the land from my grandfather. At this point she just looked sad and defeated, so didn't complain or anything. Although I will get advice from a lawyer to be sure. I told her that she can stay until December in the house, and she answered that she will be probably have to come back to live with her parents, which actually made me feel bad because my ex-in-laws are not good people, but for what she said. She's still talking with her best friend, so luckily she's not alone. The conversation finished awkward with me just leaving. For now I'm staying at my sister's house. I can have time for myself since she and my other sisters are out of the province for a concert. I didn't talk with my ex-wife after that day, and she didn't try to contact me, but I know that she told my ex-in-laws about the divorce because they wanted to contact me to ask why we're divorcing. But I just answered that these are things that need to be resolved only between her and me. So this will be probably my last update because I will go and see with my ex-wife after the divorce. We don't have childrens. Sometimes she started talks about having a baby, and now I feel really relieved of always saying that I didn't felt ready. Maybe something in me was already telling me that she wasn't for me. So we don't have anything that ties us together. I have been going to the psychologist since I was a child, so I think that has helped me a lot to channel my emotions. Many in the comments said that I shouldn't have empathy or things like that for her, but we're both broken people that suffers from a religious trauma, and I know how bad that messed to people's mind and heart. Some people in the comments were confused about why I stayed with her when she clearly didn't love me romantically, but I don't know. Maybe I always justified her actions because somehow I felt identified with her. Maybe I have a hero complex, or maybe my sense of duty is too strong that I felt internally tied up with her and responsible of making her happy as her husband, even if she always rejected my romantic love. I don't know. That's something I will talk and work with my psychologist. Also, I received questions like why I married with her in the first place, and she was the one who said we should marry, and I was immature and young at that time, and because we got along well I thought it was a good idea. For now I just want a divorce and then spend time with my family. In general I feel numb and weird. I haven't cried yet, and in the session of yesterday my psychologist told me that he thinks I already grieved the relationship long time ago, even if I didn't realize it. I don't feel like I lost a wife, but like I lost a close and good friend and company. Not a heartbreak pain, but a betrayal pain. Anyways, I don't want anything to do with her anymore. Maybe I'm being a bad person for abandoning her knowing the type of life she had, but I can't save a person who doesn't want to be saved, and I'm tired of trying. For now I will just say goodbye, maybe not to a woman I saw as the love of my life, but to a woman who helped me and was a good friend for years. I'm really thankful about the kind comments people left. Even some mean ones, which make me think that maybe I'm too quiet with how I reacted. That's something wrong? I was never the temperamental type. I'm sorry if the update is a boring one and not about me starting my villain era, but that's not my style, haha. Thanks everyone. And NBSP. This is a repost sub. I am not oop. Yet again a tree. Yes, she does love her friend. Because she's her friend. All I saw in your post was a woman being excited that a close friend she hasn't seen in years is coming back. And that there was a picture of them hugging. I'm assuming all this paranoia is from your religious upbringing, cause all I'm seeing is two women are friends. JFC buddy. Redditors and an inability to incorporate up to 70% of crucial context. Name a more iconic duo. What blows me the most is the fact that someone jumped to, they're just friends and you're just jealous and insecure. If the roles were reverse it wouldn't play out THST way at all. Sad situation all around. Seems like the wife was pressured to marry a man and hide her sexuality due to their religious upbringing. Always seeming, as he said, like a robot, because she didn't even love him. At the same time the husband was innocent, blaming himself the whole time, thinking he did something wrong. Awful situation, man. I feel bad for both of them, but the husband definitely didn't deserve to go through any of this. Forcing people to go against their grain doesn't just harm the person in question. Others get dragged into it. Unfortunately, OP is collateral damage of religious homophobia. This guy needs to fire his therapist and find someone else. This marriage never should have happened in the first place. If you have to justify your partner not showing you love, then it isn't love to begin with. I am on the same boat as OOP here. It was an emotional affair. I am going through a divorce. Somehow the emotional part hurts the most. Very sad all round. Homophobia is responsible for so much needless suffering. Her parents managed to ruin both of their lives in a 2-for-1 homophobia deal. Hope he finds someone who loves him. And TBH, hope she does too. BC, even her parents don't. He's going to have some serious trust issues. Reminds me of the men who marry, have children, and then the wife finds out that the husband was gay all along. People shouldn't be forced to live like that. I will never understand homophobia. And that's to strict Catholic upbringing. I hope OP and their ex-wife will find the time and space to heal. It's not too late to build a new life. To love and be loved. Is it bad that I kind of wanted the guy to help his ex-wife run away with her girlfriend? Like, fine. Divorce her. No argument. But help her get away and be happy. Ah yes, the church ruins another life. What's new? I love that Oop's example of a man's dream woman is one who is quiet heart. And all of that because of religious nutjob parents. We should just get rid of institutionalized religion altogether. And this is why trying to force people to be heterosexual sucks. They suffer and then the person next to them is the one suffering the worst. Yet again a tree. Yes, she does love her friend. Because she's her friend. All I saw in your post was a woman being excited that a close friend she hasn't seen in years is coming back. And that there was a picture of them hugging. I'm assuming all this paranoia is from your religious upbringing, cause all I'm seeing is two women are friends. If you should be asking anything, it's why didn't you see the clear loneliness your wife was feeling before this friend came back into her life? Average Redditor moment. Who saw this post of this woman literally holding hands with another woman and tried gaslighting this dude with, "You're just paranoid." Like, I agree women in particular can be more affectionate with their same-sex friends because we're not socialized to have to withhold affection for fear of being labeled gay. Part of why the meme exists that WLWs can't take a hint that a woman is interested without it being beyond direct. But it's not like just holding hands was the only thing he noticed. This was his wife. He spent every day with her. I would trust his judgment of changes in her behavior a little better than randos on the internet, who have so little to go by. And he wasn't wrong. Jesus Christ, these comments are a mess. I'd see what anyone says. She cheated on him for a while, used his love and friendship and blindsided him for years. She may not be as bad as her parents, but she is not that far from it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.